Oh, hi Poppy. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you? I just have a bit of a problem. I have like hundreds of failed tasks this morning. So what should I do?
Let me check your server.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh yeah, you have more than 900 failed tasks this morning. Wow. First, let's investigate what's happened on this failed task. So here on the monitoring, you can just access to the case list, and then you will have all the keys in your. And let's go into the first item in the list. Let's have a look on that one. I click on the details. And okay, I click on the failed task. And you see here, I see which connector are failed. I can click on failed, and this is okay. I need to translate that error for you because it's quite complex, because this is a good Java exception. But what's important here is we see we have the could not connect to SMTP server. So I think your SMTP server is done, and then the email can't be sent. So why the process, the Bonita engine, move to that element? Let's open the process, and this is the activity, this is the email, and here you have if connector fail, put in failed task. That means when the connector can't do the jobs, then the connectors, the portal moves that to a failed task, and you need as an administrator to do something. So the point is, when you have a lot of error like this, then you have to deal with a lot of failed tasks in your portal. Is that more clear what's happened? So, okay, you understand? So that's because in one process you have this policy fail task.
Yeah, but the thing is not possible for me to do anything about that. I didn't design the process. So let me call Marvin. Hey.
Hi.
Yeah, hello. What's happening?
So we face situations when we have more than 900 failed tasks on a process, and we just wonder why you choose that policy. So
yeah, calculate out expense. Do you happen to know anything about that?
Of course I know anything about that. Well, no, sure, no, that's exactly what it should be. That's expected. That's the way it should be designed.
So what do I do with my 900 failed tasks now?
okay, so let me explain the different options that you have here to face that situations. Okay, first the strategies that you have to do that at the design level, and then you have to manage your error. So look here, I go to the task, go back to the connectors, and say, you see, you can say, okay, ignore and continue process. That means if you have an error, well, you don't see nothing, it's not me, okay, that's the ignore and continue process. The second is throw a BPMN event. So what is that? You say, okay, email connection, to give a name. Okay, and then you are supposed to manage as a boundary event to catch the error. So here you catch the error, and you see the studio help you because it will give you the list of error. And you are supposed to do something like, I don't know, send that to a user, or send by the physical mail, or I don't know. You have to supposed to do that, and then maybe to go back to the check amount or to go to the next task. Okay. But here you can see if you want to do that, then you have to change the design. But you have to pay attention when you create a process and you have a lot of error, then you should handle and manage your own error. Okay, so that's the way to do in BPM. So you have the boundary event, you have what we call as well the sub-process event when you can do exactly the same. Just do that quickly to show you the second options. I need to enlarge a little. And here you have the catch event sub-process that you can catch the error and then you can do exactly the same. So to do that, you don't need to attach one boundary event to each task. Okay, because the point here, when you have a big process, it's maybe very not very simple to design and to manage one by one. But when you do event sub-process, of course, whatever you are, the case is stopped, move to the event sub-process, and it's you have to do something, and it's done. Okay, so that's the first possibility. So now you still have your 910 error here. So you have to deal with that and you have to manage. So first you have to fix the issue. So we thought that we don't have a SMTP server, so you have to restart it. So here it is. I have control on your SMTP server. Let's start it. Okay, it's started. So second, you have to execute the element. So you have to get a list. So back to the view case list. And then let's do that by the order first. Okay, refresh. So take the first one. And you click on the details. You go to the fail task. Come on. It's take a lot of time. Okay, here we are. You go to the fail task, and then you can decide if you want to skip or to replay. Skip means, okay, I don't want to execute this connector at all, and if you have any other connector as well, they will be skipped, so pay attention. And replay, you will try to replay. So I restart my SMTP, so the replay should work. So yes, I want to replay that one, replay. Okay. So oh yeah, it is. You see, I receive an email here. So it's okay for that one. And you have to do exactly that for the 900 other. So you can do that, okay? Go back to monitoring, get the element, the task list, then choose, let's do by the other. I want to start by the first one. Okay, access it. Okay, didn't click. Yeah, I think so. Accept to the fail task. Click on replay, select it, replay. Okay. I still have less than 908 now. That's good. I'm in good place. So let me give you another tool to do that. This tool is called Truck Milk, and it's available on the community. So I will put in the link the way to download again a tool from the community. But what I did is I created an applications, and in my applications I register my Truck Milk page, and we can access them the applications. So what is the goal of that page? In fact, this is a scheduler. Okay. So what you can do is you can go to register a new job, and you see you have a lot of jobs, and I will explain after in another video the goal of this job, because you have a lot of very interesting jobs. And the one we are looking here for the moment is a replay fail task. So let's create select it. Let's create a new job for that. Replay email fail, and you click on register. That's it. Go to jobs, and here it's my new job. So by default is inactive, and I have to activate it. And first I want to check the different parameters. So I can limit the number of executions. I want to say, okay, you have to stop after 100 because if the job is very heavy, maybe I want to run that only in the nighttime, and I give a slot of maybe that's 3 hours, and you have to run only on the 3 hours. So, or I can limit the number of items. So that's for the limitations in times, in minutes, or in items. You can decide to have a delay. So what does that mean? When the SMTP server is done, it's not need to restart it immediately. Let's say you can give 1 or 2 hours, and then you can to restart the failed task only after 2 hours. So it's need for you probably to detect the issue and then to fix it, and then say, okay, waiting because I know the job will running after and it will take everything. So let's say after 5 minutes, it's okay here. The number of tentatives, because a failed task, if you retry, maybe it will fail again. So you may not want to start over and over and over. You can say, okay, after 5 tentatives, okay, definitively I put that in a fail, and as an administrator, I have to deal with that. You can limit to some process, for example, so that you can do only for my calculation, or you can do that for error. So you can have different job to say, okay, for the calculation, I will wait for 10 minutes and I will retry my failed task 10 times. And for, I don't know, a different process, you can have different strategy. That's the number of tasks that you want to manipulate at maximum, so at one execution. So here is quite relevant with the number of items here, but it's important here the number of tasks you want to proceed. The only detection that you need only detect the failed task and give you a report, and else you will do the job. I want to do the job, okay, because you have a lot of failed tasks and I want to restart it. And you can decide the strategy, replay or skip. Yes, okay, replay. Okay, that's only if you want to report the task in the report. I don't need to. Okay, edit. That's it. And now you can schedule the job, like here. No, it's here. Sorry. You can schedule, and this is the cron, and I will explain that in a different element. Okay, but what I will do here, I will just do a quick now. So it will do that now. It's on its pending start. And because it's inactive and because I don't want to wait, I can just, okay, send to that now. So let's refresh. Oh, you can see here, something happened. A lot of tasks is a lot of email is sending. So definitely it's working. So here you can click the automatic refresh, or I can do the manual refresh, and oh, it's done. Let's have a look on my monitoring. Oh, that's it. Everything it's done. Everything it's passed. And if I look here, I can access the report, and oh, it processes 900 reports. Limit. That is. So let's step back a little. Actually, you have different options on the table. On some process, imagine, have a look on this process, for example. It's a very large process. You have a lot of connectors everywhere. Maybe you don't want to manage the error here, because then the process will just become a nightmare with a lot of catch exceptions and so on. And you say, okay, I want to send an email, and if I fail to send an email, I don't need to manage that in my process. I just need to wait a little and restart after to send my email. Or maybe for that particular here, I don't need, I can skip or whatever. So here you can say, okay, manager is not part of my business process. It's a technical stuff. So if it is a technical stuff, use a failed task, and a tool like TrackMilk to replay the task after 1 or 2 hours is definitively the best option. So I don't want to say don't never use a failed task, or every time manager is your error as a BP management. It's really depend of the use case and what you have and what you want to do. So keep in mind now with TrackMilk, you have a tool to replay automatically all the fake tasks.
So now everything is clear as the cool water drop falling from the tree in November. Thank you, PY.